Hey, you are along for the ride with the Mad Dog and Cole, the Prince of Dirt, Farrell.
Technology, both friend and foe.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, oh man. Thank you, Mr. Evil Knievel, for those inspiring words. Dude, we don't all have to fly through the air, but we should definitely all live in the sunlight and enjoy life. Take some time for sure.
Yep, and you couldn't live in the sunlight, and you know what? You couldn't even fly through the air unless we had our first responders, our
Absolutely.
brave men and women who served in the armed forces. Got to thank our POWs, our MIAs, our KIAs, everybody that keeps this country safe and moving and lets us have fun and lets us do this podcast. We thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to all our great American service people all around the world and the families that gave all to those KIA, MIA. Huge respect. Thank you. And speaking of thank yous, thank you so much, Kicker Performance Audio, for the continued support, ongoing support. Man, find them at kicker.com or on Instagram at Kicker Audio or on YouTube at Kicker Unmasked Live. Catch their live TV show every other Tuesday night on YouTube, 7:30 Central, or even on Facebook. Man, for everything 12-volt audio you need or personal audio, Kicker Performance Audio has you covered. And of course, where will we be talking about Kicker if we didn't talk about their newest product released this week, the new Kicker Bluetooth power cans for your off-road application. Man, mount them up, hook them to a battery, plug in the control, boom. You are set. You got tunes wherever you want to go, all Bluetooth, 75 watts per speaker.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And they've been released a week and already won an award. So I think they're going the way of the new Marine KMXL speakers that have won every award out there for Marine speakers in the last 6 or 8 months. It's crazy. Check them out. Kicker.com. Of course, Bomber eyewear, Bomber floating eyewear, Bomber safety eyewear, or triple them up. You can get Bomber eyewear with the blue glaze lens like I'm wearing, in a safety lens, and polarized with anti-glare in this case, which is amazing. They have 23 styles, I believe, of sunglasses, 21 styles of safety glasses, and you can get pretty much all of them in any lens from anti-glare clear, amber, to a dark smoke polarized. Check them out, bombereyewear.com or on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear. Of course, where would we be without the Premix Podcast? Find them on Instagram at the Premix Podcast. That's the at symbol, ThePremixPodcast. Our man Cole sharing all of his passion for desert racing through the lens of a camera, and also available for your MC and announcer work. Slide into his DMs on Instagram at the Premix Podcast, all one word. Of course, Kelsey Morel Film. Find her on Instagram at Kelsey Morel Film, getting all of our podcast videos up, prepped, produced, primped, edited, beeped out, and ready to go on YouTube and now YouTube podcasts where you can find them under Mad Dog, MAddog, space media, MEDIA. Look for our logo. And of course, Hey Keeks Marketing. Find her online, heykeeks.com, on Instagram at Hey Keeks Marketing for all your website, social media, graphic design, whatever you need. Check her out. You got a problem? Yell, Hey Keeks. Check her out, heykeeks.com, or on Instagram at Hey Keeks Marketing. Dude, holy cow.
Welcome home.
Thank you.
I know
Thank you.
you've been home, but welcome home.
Yeah, I've been home a few days now. Actually fixing to get ready to head back out next week, but Castle Rock did not disappoint. Good Lord. It was a great trip. And we'll get into the road trip a little bit here up and coming because I've got a rant. Couple. But meat and potatoes, Castle Rock, American Flat Track, Castle Rock, TT, back at the Rock. Dude, track was great. They changed things up, kind of the amateur program that they're running, the amateur nationals. They changed things up kind of last minute and moved the amateur national TT from Sunday, like it was last year, to Thursday afternoon. Just being straight up, I'm not convinced that was a great choice for them because it really didn't do justice to the grandstands. And hopefully by next year, they'll have figured out a way to get their short track Friday, which was reasonably attended and some good racing, and their TT, which was horribly attended and some good racing in at the same weekend as the big show. And man, was it a big show, dude. It was exciting. I didn't get to see a lot of it. I was pretty busy. I was thankful to have a couple of our great, thank you to Kicker, of course, for getting me up there. And I had the booth set up and the Razor pumping music, and I was set right up there with Joey in the American Flat Track sponsor marketplace semi, uh, and love those guys. Joey, Pete, shout out, great dudes. I miss you, Jonathan. If you're listening, he has moved on to hauling the mail for Jackson Auto Group, and I hope to catch up with him soon. But it was great to see the whole AFT family. Man, I got to see Robbie and Cameron. Just always, their family, and I do Robbie, Cameron, Bobby, Kelly. I got to see my buddies from Fast Track Racing, based out of right here in Lake Havasu, Arizona. Arnie and Matt. Matt came through a knee surgery not too long ago, a knee replacement, and is doing fantastic. He's back riding. Got to say hi to Bronson. Of course, opportunity to say hi to Breyer, JD. I didn't get to spend any real time with JD, just kind of waved at each other as we were passing. And this is always such a busy event. I don't often have a lot of time to get over the pits or on the other side of the racetrack. So, there's not often a lot of time to just kind of get around and socialize. But I do want to take a very special minute to give a very special shout out to the Reverend Raymond Rizzo, the American Flat Track chaplain. Awesome, rad dude. Had a great time of fellowship, just sitting and visiting with him for a while. during setup day. So, that was really good to spend some time with him. And man, the racing Saturday was nuts. I could see part of it from the Jumbotron. They were laying down heaters. The Parts Unlimited AFT singles presented by Kicker Audio were all over the place fast. Um, and at first I thought, man, they're gonna be as fast as the twins, because in first practice they were actually right up there within tenths. Um, that ended up not being the case. A couple of second gap between the twins fast time and the singles fast times, but they were hauling the mail. Those unlimited Parts Unlimited singles presented by Kicker Audio, dude, they just seem to get faster and faster. And the twins, you just can't be disappointed.
No.
Just to hear them, but then to get to see them and watch them launching those big turds over jumps. Um, and of course, the obvious favorite, winning 8 of the last 9 TTs coming into it, was JD Beach. His teammate Dallas, is it Dallas Daniels?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, his teammate Dallas Daniels has been close a few times in the TTs. And even Jared Mees has been up there, you know. And I believe Breyer's been up there also. So it was stacking up to be a incredible main. And man, when they threw down, it was nuts. I do not have the margin of victory on the singles class. Because I didn't prepare well. I don't have it up on screen like I normally do.
Let's see if I can find it for you.
And the twins, while we're looking at that, the twins class, dude, was just crazy. I don't believe JD got the whole shot, but I think that he ended up out front and leading. And rare moment for JD Beach. He went down in turn 1.
Little wash of the front end.
Yeah, I got away from him a little bit. He went down. But you talk about these guys being just
Gladiators.
extraterrestrial gladiators. Yeah, dude. He was able to grab a clutch and keep it running while he was going down, and stood that bike back up. And JD's not a big guy,
No, but he had instinct and adrenaline.
Yeah, and didn't get back. He got back going right away and wasn't in last place. I think he was quite a ways back. And I believe Daniels ended up, or Jared was in the lead, and Jared went down.
Go figure. Okay.
Yeah, and then he got right back up, and it ended up being a 3-way battle between Dallas, Jared, and JD. I think JD finished less than half a second off in third place.
Yeah, so he finished 0.499. So yes, under a half a second.
Yeah, just barely
by 1/1000th.
Yeah, just barely under. But considering he came from probably 16th.
Yeah, and still rounded out the podium.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, super exciting. Statman, did you happen to get the margin of victory in the singles?
2/10.
2/10.
After 23 laps, 2/10 coming down to the finish.
Yeah, not super close for flat track, but for singles, but for a TT, pretty doggone close,
Yeah.
And those guys, all of them, but especially the twins, are still just hauling the mail into turn 1, man.
Yeah, I figured that it's funny you said that because I figured that the singles were going to be faster than the super twins. I just thought that this was going to be the track to do it. So I guess the twins just have enough gusto coming out of 2 to make up that time on the back straight, and then obviously most talented riders in the world at TT. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we saw that where the singles were faster than the twins back in Arizona. So
Mm-hmm.
that was I kind of half expected it myself, but this wasn't as curvy as Arizona was. And the jumps weren't as big.
Yeah, the straights are a lot shorter than Arizona, so I thought that that would be, I guess, the deciding factor. But nope.
Yeah, the way they have this track set up, and you saw the pictures and stuff, you basically from the entrance of turn, what would be in an oval situation, the entrance of turn 3, all the way around to what would be the entrance to turn 2 is normal, slightly banked dirt track, flat track.
Mm-hmm.
So, and huge kudos to the AFT grounds crew working on the track after the amateur national Friday afternoon. Man, they had some work to do because the track. I'm not sure, and I'm not ripping on anybody. I'm just stating fact. Um, I'm not sure they did a great job of prepping the track for the amateur national, um, because it was literally about half or 3/4 the way through their mains, which they had several. The track was blowing up fist size chunks coming out of turn 4.
Uh-oh.
So the AFT grounds guys had a lot of work to do. Um, they got on it. Literally, the amateur national ended at 3:55, and the AFT guys were in equipment on the track at 4 o'clock. So,
Yeah, they were on it,
um,
huh?
yeah, and they worked all night, and it was humid. And in everybody's defense, um, they were having what they call a heat wave up there, where it was high 90s.
Yeah, what they
Um,
call.
yeah,
Yeah.
so lots of humidity. And I think they did a great job. The FT team did a great job of getting that track together um, and raceable. And it held a lot of moisture,
Yeah,
and
the
it
dirt
was,
looked incredible. Like
yeah,
it's easy for us to over compliment AFT, but no, it legitimately looked really good. I'm sure that makes some of the riders mad because it probably looks a lot smoother than it actually is on
right.
TV.
Yeah,
But it looked like there was a bunch of lines. It looked really wide. The best way I could explain it, it looked like a really, really well done BMX track where everything's like super level, super packed in, almost looked like 10 feet wide, a blue groove.
yeah. It was, like I said, it was really competitive. There was a lot of passing, there was a lot of action. Um, Obviously, it slicked up, especially turn 1 slicked up, which is a challenge for these guys. And so, um, if it's not dangerous, I'm all for a challenge. Nobody wants to see, um, the same brand or the same guy. Now, obviously, being a serious fanboy, I would have loved to see JD win that race.
Of course, but
But, I mean, the guy's still third in points down like 35 or something
yeah, it's
going
also
into
it's nice to remind people he's still human, right? That you
right.
should watch the races.
Yeah. And he, turned around, midweek or something, and finished in the top 10 in Moto America race. So, on a road bike. So,
Yeah,
I mean, you know, and he rides dirt bikes in between for
very well.
conditioning.
Yep,
So, and does a good job at it. Yeah,
and
just
he's a nice guy.
Andy's a super nice guy, just well rounded. And shame on me for fanboying right now, but in the same right, uh Man, I'd sure like to have seen him come from down to Trophy Town, but I really do think the way he was riding, if there'd have been 5 or 6 more laps, he'd have smoked those guys.
Yeah, I
I
mean, he was on a charge.
Oh yeah, yeah. Plus you have all that emotion, and you've done it. You've gone down, you've made a mistake or whatever that put you back, or you know, I've I've made mistakes where it's dropped me like 10 spots, and then on top of everything, um, you're riding angry,
Yep.
right? And if you can harness that anger, which JD was able to, obviously, you just all of a sudden it's like there's another, you elevate.
Yeah, I found another gear
Yeah,
because it's not always, but like you said, if you can harness it, the worst thing has already happened. You've gone
yeah,
down, and now okay, like that's done. Time to go do business.
yeah, absolutely. Or just dumb mistake, like overshoot a corner and get out in the rumbles and have to get out of it, or jump the back end out and have to check up, or you know pull the front end up and while you're trying to pass somebody on the inside, and all of a sudden you know you're on the back tire on the rumbles in third gear trying to get a front end back down or whatever. I've been in all those. And
You've been there, you've done that. But yeah, he was a man on fire.
yeah, yeah, and it's, I mean, the mental fortitude and intestinal girth it takes to recoup that quick and get back going and not make dumb mistakes while you're riding angry, and that's what I mean by harness it. Maybe people don't always understand that, but a lot of times you'll see a rider, a racer, even car racer that you're watching on TV or whatever. um they'll make a mistake, and it'll take them 4 or 5 laps to get back to hitting their marks because they don't mentally reset fast,
Yeah, you're out of
you
it.
know? Yeah. And that's something that we've talked about in the Kicker AMA Arena Cross Championship Series is, I've seen Kyle Peters make mistakes or someone take him down, get caught up in something, and he's up and instantly back hitting the marks. Destry Abbott, that race that's so famous in my mind, was the same way. He went down in the wood, couldn't really help it. Um, Actually took time to pull off and get the bars straightened a little bit, or a lever or something, and get back in. Except that, okay, I'm in last place, but let's not ride dumb. And if you tune into that episode, we actually talk about that, and he just mentally is like get back on and go.
Yeah, it takes a lot of maturity.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of us don't have a lot of maturity, you know but it's also training. you know you train yourself to hit your marks and learn to harness angst, if you
Mm-hmm.
will. you
Mm-hmm.
know um be it the guy in front of you roosted you, or on the start, the guy that's now in first while you're back in fifth clipped you, whatever. um you dig in and there's your target. And how do I achieve my target? I hit my marks. I hit my marks faster and harder than I ever have. But when I get up there, it's going to be, I'm coming.
Yeah, to be
And
calm in a panicky situation
yeah,
is
yeah,
like underrated.
yeah, for sure. 100%. But nonetheless, man, it was great racing. Nobody got hurt. So hallelujah, thank God for that. Um, and everything went well. So,
Good.
Man, we were able to with the schedule change and everything, we were there. They did run late Saturday. And so I went in with the AFT team Sunday morning to get pack up done and get out of Pete's way so he could get the AFT truck out. And yeah, man, I had to. I noticed that one of the tires uh, on my trailer was almost to the wear bar, and I've got a good spare in the truck. So once I did get everything packed up and everything done, got back to the hotel that afternoon, got out my Pro Eagle Jack. Thank you, Chuck. Super shout out to Pro Eagle Jacks, except no substitute. Pulled my Kratos 3-ton Pro Eagle out, jacked the entire left side of the trailer up. No problem
Yeah.
in about 5 pumps. And I don't know if you saw that video from Vegas to Reno where I think it was a spec TT, like 6100 or something,
Uh-huh.
where he lost first place because they were using an imitation Pro Eagle jack.
Oh no, I did not see that.
Yeah, they're pumping like 27,000 pumps to get the tire just high enough off the ground to be able to change it.
Good old Harbor Freight Racing, baby.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, I got one in my truck, but a Pro Eagle Jack is nicer than my truck, so that's why I don't have a Pro Eagle right now.
I appreciate it.
But Sancho's coming, so who knows? Maybe I could be talked into it.
There you go. Yeah, no, that Pro Eagle is the bomb for sure. Thank you again, Mr. Charles. Sir Charles, appreciate it greatly. That Pro Eagle has come in like clutch in a lot of situations for me. In this situation, it wasn't a required roadside change, but I figured I got a good spare. I'm going to throw the spare on. And of course, as soon as I got home, I got a hold of our buddy BC Vott
I was going to
at
say.
GBC Tire, GBC Greenball, and said, hey, I need a couple more of those awesome Greenball tires for my trailer because the 4 I have on there have worn better than any tire I have had on any of my trailers.
And that's just a statement. I mean, this is your business. I mean, you're not going to put something on there you don't trust.
No, and man. So yeah, we're hopefully get back from, I should have them when I get back from Springfield, which we're going to get into in a little bit. And I'll get those swapped out. Super shout out BC Corey Ellis, the man. We got to get him on one of these days.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him in like 5 years, so it'd be good to see him.
Greenball tires and GBC tires. Grateful for your support for sure. Anyways, this commercial interlude was brought to you by Sugar-Free Red Bull.
Shout out to the Red Bull Junior Off-Road USA team.
Yes, dude. Man, and I know you haven't seen the finally. Oh man, by the way, we have a couple of great shows coming up, people. Woohoo, yeah, exciting stuff. But anyway,
ADD squirrel.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, man, how about that? So the official Vegas to Reno results came out.
Let's give some context. Today is Thursday. What month is it? August 24th.
The race was completed Friday, August 17th, 16th. Probably 7th.
Friday the 18th.
18th. That's when it was raced. It was completed the 19th Saturday.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. The cutoff time was 19th. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are 5 days later. And you know what? Best in the desert. I know you guys have been taking a beating, and thank you for getting those official results. Talking to someone I know earlier today, I knew that they had a bunch of stuff to sort out. The the penalty page, the penalty results are 3 pages long, I believe. They're either 2 or 3 pages long. Yeah. So, and there was, unfortunately, I was working and traveling and didn't have a chance to watch every minute of the coverage. But I was certainly hitting our buddy Fish Gistics up and Tuba for anything coverage Vegas to Reno. And thank you to those guys. Man, Fish does such a great job of keeping updated, and he's not biased. He's not, oh, I'm only going to do trophy trucks or I'm only going to do class 10s or whatever.
No, he's good about giving love to everybody, and I appreciate that because it sounds bad some days. Like I could care less about the top teams, right? Like I like the grassroots stuff a lot more. So I'm glad that he do cover that.
Yeah, for sure. We're grateful for the coverage, and even the golf carts, Fish. Um, which, by the way, speaking of the golf carts, shout out to our boy Seth Quintero, who, for the second time ever, had his dad in the right seat for the entire race. And man, what a great racing family, I love that family. I love that kid. I love mom and dad, mama and papa Q. They're just rad people. And Mama Bear actually, for the first time ever, chased the race
Oh wow.
solo,
Oh my
I might
gosh.
add,
Jeez.
in a truck by herself.
Setting up each pit, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what a great job she did, obviously, because not only unofficially, but officially, Seth Quintero won
Action.
because not just unofficially, but as of this afternoon when we're recording, officially, Seth Quintero has just officially won the 2023 Vegas to Reno highly contested UTV Pro Turbo class.
Wow.
And wait, it gets better. But there's more. After a battery explosion in qualifying,
Yep.
caught the car on fire. Shout out to the Red Bull Can-Am off-road factory USA team for getting that car fixed, getting it re-prepped and ready, and to Seth and Aaron for hopping in the seats and giving it hell no matter what from 38th position in the class.
Talk about driving angry.
Right? Right, for hours, dude.
Yeah, it's one thing to qualify bad. It's another thing to not qualify and have your car light on fire and then have to start behind 37 other people's dust in your class.
Yeah, in your class. And still finished, I think on time it was just a hair over 3 minutes over second.
Yeah, 3 minutes and about 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude is just, we've been fortunate to have him on here a couple times. He's always a fan favorite. Of course, all the girls love him.
How couldn't you?
Yeah, for sure. And he's on top of everything. He's a great little dude.
And Dustin Jones coming in third in the UTV Turbo Pro class.
Yep. Our man Dustin Jones was on rails, ran great. And AJ Jones,
sixth place,
who had actually carried, I believe, until about the last 50 or 60 miles, was physically in first place a lot of the race, a large portion of the race, and unfortunately had a mechanical gremlin. As I understand it, had to change, I believe, an axle and maybe a clutch or an output shaft or something like that. but to spend, something like 40 minutes or something like that
Oof.
doing repairs and jump back in the car and still finish in the top 10.
Yeah, in a really competitive class.
Super competitive class. Congratulations, man. I know it's not the result that AJ wanted, but it's sure a damn explanation point, And that being said, and definitely a special shout, to the entire South Racing team, because this is really their first desert race on American soil. And to get a couple of cars in the top 10, let alone win in sixth, man, great job. Congratulations. On top of that, our boy Mitchell Guthrie Jr., man, pulled off the run of the day for UTVs in the UTV Trophy Pro, I believe is the class now.
Trophy Unlimited, they call it.
Trophy Unlimited Pro class, yeah. And I have not looked at the overall since all the penalties. But I think Mitchie finished in the top 10 overall, aside from motorcycles also.
Okay, so his time was 9:36:14. So very fast either way. Let me take a look at
Yes.
motorcycles here.
I think fastest bike was 8 something.
8:54. Yep.
So
For Hayden Hintz, which is Jake's buddy Hayden Hintz. So that is fast. That is very fast for a four-wheel vehicle.
right. Very, very fast.
Brand new car too for Mitch.
Yeah. Good call. Yeah. That was a brand new. Of course, we should mention, that we have mentioned that Seth and AJ and Dustin Jones were all in Can-Ams, and Mitch Guthrie Jr. and Kellen out of the Guthrie Racing Shop run a Polaris Razor Pro R.
Yep, brand new car. Looks really cool. Wrapped, kind of got a red scheme going on. It looks pretty trick.
Yeah, pretty sick. It really was. Just trying to see. I'm actually, bear with me because I'm scanning.
As am I. As this is the first time I've seen these results. We didn't quite clarify, but like we were saying, the race finished last Saturday, and it's now Thursday, and the results were finally finalized, 15 minutes before we started recording tonight. So that's why this is such a big deal for us. And if we want to give a little behind the scenes about who our guests were supposed to be tonight, can we give that away?
No, let's save it.
So we'll save who the guest was, but the guest or guests didn't want to come on because the results weren't finalized, and who can blame them, because they weren't, or they were not sure what they could or could not talk about because there weren't no results to talk about. So such a mix up in the off-road racing world this week, but I do not blame Best in the Desert for taking their time and brushing through it with a fine-tooth comb and getting it right one time.
Yeah. Now, just so you know, I'm looking at the, I just called up. They don't, for some reason, they haven't changed this to, this is official. Okay. Official overall results. And, so we were talking about the incredible run of Seth Quintero, at 9 hours, 33 minutes, 26.982 seconds.
Jeez.
Mitch Guthrie, 9 hours, 36 minutes, 14.464 seconds.
Crazy.
Just to put it in perspective, Seth Quintero in the UTV Pro Turbo, finished 11th fastest out of I don't even know how many entries, but I can tell you that there's 21 pages of entries.
Imagine if he was starting in the front of his class.
Uh, yeah, he it would have been insane. It would really would have
He
been
might have been
insane,
moving BJ Baldwin off.
right? So now, man, super hyped for all those guys. Super hyped for the Quintero Racing Group, and the family and AJ, who those guys are all Mitchy. AJ, of course, AJ and Seth, as you probably saw on Insta, had to go do a Can-Am product release for the new, what are they calling that thing? Maverick R?
Sure.
Maverick RX PQRST. I believe it's the Maverick R, which is to fans, has of side by sides, has hit social media with mixed reviews, to say the least. Um, but with Dustin Jones, Dustin Jones, Seth Quintero, and AJ all seemed to really enjoy it. They went out for a test run right back out where they were, where Vegas to Reno started just a week before. And since then, Seth, AJ, and Mitch Guthrie Jr. have all either made their way or been making their way to Argentina.
Crazy.
Yeah, for the World Rally Raid.
Yep. Route 40, I think they call that rally coming up, or T40, Route 40, something like that.
In Rio, correct?
I don't know. I will have to get on those
It's in
stats.
Argentina, I believe. So anyway, um, yeah. So, dude, shout out to all those guys, and how incredible is it? Um, I think the year I had the opportunity to race it or to be a part of the race team, um, for the Toyo Tires, Polaris Razor, Toyo Tires Japan, Polaris Razor, Romo Racing. Um, I think our stock, which now I guess would be considered super stock UTV, I think we were somewhere around 13 hours. So you're talking 9 hours and 30 to 13 to 14. Um, Massive difference. Those guys were on rails. Holy cow. So, yeah. And then, man, anyways, getting back to AFT, I managed to take a day off of travel. So I traveled about I traveled the bottom half of Washington and about a third of Oregon, um, and then stopped and was able to spend an entire day with my daughter and the tiniest mad dog, and my other daughter and her boyfriend out at the West Coast, um, in Newport, Oregon. Just beach day, sand in my toes. How's that song go? Got my ass in the sand, toes in the water, something like that. But yeah, no, it was spectacular. It was great to see some family and be able to handle that while I was on the road, and got right back on it bright and early Wednesday morning, and dropped the hammer, uh down the five, jumped across over the mountains, and headed kind of southeast. Um, Took a route that I'd never taken before, that I'll never take again. And to that tone, um, good Lord, Caltrans. Do you have no employees in NorCal? Like,
I
especially
mean, I'd rather have them down
Northeastern?
here. NorCal's
Oh,
dead to
dude,
me.
there's the roads are horrific, garbage,
Trailers
total
dancing in other
garbage.
lanes.
If I was you, I wouldn't pay my taxes till they fix those roads.
That's how it
Um,
works. You hold them until you're happy, right?
right?
Oh,
It's only fair. Yeah, no, dude, there's when I came down, and I know people are gonna listen to this and go look at it on a map. So you look between Klamath Falls and Susanville, California. I came down that road and I didn't really research into it very well. Probably should have. Um, but what a garbage road to have a truck and trailer on and drop down into Susanville. It was so rough, so skinny, tight turns, downhill. It was just bloody miserable.
hot
Um,
brakes.
yeah, yeah. Thank God for exhaust brakes. And
Yeah, you're a little worn out after that stage of the rally.
I was, and we got made it all the way to Hawthorne, Nevada, which you probably heard part of in my in our last cast with the one and only Cuskinator, Disco Dave Cusky, um, where we broadcast live or recorded live from Hawthorne, Nevada, the largest military munitions depot in the USA. Um, Super weird place because it's right in Alien Row, which, of course, is right through the middle of Nevada. Um,
Maybe they advertise that it's the largest when in reality the largest is probably underground somewhere in the Colorado Rockies. And then also
yeah,
that it is close to Area 51, so it's like, hey, don't come over here because we have I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here, but
yeah, no, I mean, it's possible, I don't understand how come when it's an Army munitions depot, run by the Army and, of course, military munitions. Um, I don't understand why there is a NAVSEA um, base there, which is a naval undersea warfare
less
base.
questions, more taxes, Lauren.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
There's just some weird stuff through the middle of Nevada there, man. You should every time you drive on 95, whether you're racing Vegas to Reno or chasing the race or just driving there for fun, which I don't know why anybody would, although it's kind of cool, or work or whatever, you should always just look around and ask why, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of strange things there. Um, but yeah, no, we made the trip, wrapped up where I was able to get into Hawthorne, um, get my Italian sub from Old Nevada Pizza, which is bomb diggity. We recorded with, of course, Disco Dave, and man, ate my sub, hit the rack, was up in Adam early and just ripped down 95. It was cool to see some evidence uh, of preparations for Vegas to Reno as I was going the back way, or backwards. And the other cool part was there was a few things along the way that I was able to text our friends that were racing and say, "Hey, watch for this," or "Hey, they're paving right here and it's up to, by Walker Lake. If you have somebody running from Mina to bypassing Gabs to go to Top Gun, tell them be ready for up to 30-minute wait while they're
Oof.
paving." And yeah, so um, and I got a lot of positive responses back from our friends who are racers who were doing it. So yeah, man, that was kind of cool. And seeing the best in the desert trucks out there, uh, marking pits and doing their job, doing what they needed to do, and even saw some guys out pre-running by Beatty. And
I think they would like to say they were bird watching because
well,
pre-running is
yeah,
specifically not allowed. They were looking for birds.
I think they were testing.
Okay.
because they were in the big area where apparently they used to start right on the south end of Beatty.
Okay.
They
Okay.
used to start right there. And so I believe there's a big, huge, like gravel pit or something like that. So, but I saw several cars there. I did see the Polaris engineer's car parked, on the trailer with the cover on it behind the truck, sitting in Tonopah, which I kind of laughed because I'm like, they're not testing really or anything. They have a car here for spare parts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Bring it along for whatever you
Yeah,
need. Yeah. Oh, smart move.
it's the way I do it if I could afford to.
Right.
Um, so yeah, man, it's just a good rip home for the most part. And believe it or not, um, of course, it was a Thursday, right about midday, but I hit virtually zero. I had the cruise set at 60, uh, right about 65, 67 through Vegas, because there's a whole huge section just as you're coming into North Vegas for probably 10 miles. It's 55-mile-an-hour speed zone, construction zone. And there's people blowing by me left, right, and center. But I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not getting the ticket.
No.
Um, but I didn't have to touch the brakes. So, it was party bonus. Um, yeah, and just nice, clean run um, from checkpoint to checkpoint, which in my case, checkpoint would have been Amargosa Valley to Searchlight, which I would love to see them race off road sometime.
Oh, yeah. With the Searchlight Grand Prix.
Yeah, but
No.
race from like Amargosa to Searchlight.
Oh, oh, yeah. No, I mean, I'm all for more desert racing.
How sick would that be?
That would be sick. I'll touch base with you on something about kind of that later. So keep going.
Ah, very cool. Okay. Um, I've got some ideas that I need to bounce off of you too. Some really scary ones. So
I've heard enough. I'm in.
yeah. And people wonder why I have Cole. It's not just his big brains. So yeah, no, man, just made the run home. Everything was good. You know, so thankful that the good Lord blessed me with the good weather and safe travels and amazing opportunity to you know get out and get some racing in and have a good time and get to see the family. The American Flat Track family. I did get to see Kristen. Um, I did get to see Scotty, but he was up in the tower
Oh, King in
off
the High
the
Tower. Yeah.
yeah main grandstand. So um, he was yelling at me through the PA while I was at the booth.
How embarrassing.
Um, yeah, no, it was rad. I was waving. We're giving each other hand signals, nice ones because there's people around. But and I get to see them again. So now we're getting on to first. I got a rant.
Let's let her rip.
Okay, so I was northbound, as you know, ripping up, shoop, 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 run through Reno, and I go up through Alturas where I never stop for fuel. There's this amazing little, I can't remember the name of it. It's on the reservation there. Little gas station and store, nicest people ever. Um, Great patriots. Um, and their diesel is reasonable for California. Uh, Man, I paid 5099, which I was like, we're in Northern California. Okay. I got up to Oregon. I paid 401 in Bend, Oregon for diesel. Okay. I get up to Washington, Castle Rock, 530 freaking 9.
Ooh.
Washington, you suck.
It's not often we beat anybody at anything. So thank you, Washington, for sucking on fuel.
Yeah. on diesel, especially.
Yeah.
Washington,
Oof.
you need a giant rototiller right through Olympia.
Just
Man,
start
I'm
over.
telling you,
Just
start over
knock it
and
down.
for God's sakes, pull all the fertilizer out of Olympia because your capital is full of fertilizer,
I
to
mean, we
put
don't
it
even have Olympia
nicely.
beer anymore. What do we need you for, I guess Castle Rock TT, but that's about it.
Yeah. And that's not a reflection on Washingtonians.
Is that the correct term?
Yes.
Washingtonians?
No, I was one once. Washingtonians. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fair.
Learn something
Um,
today.
Washingtonians, I still love you, but you guys have got to fix some shit up there. Um, highest gas prices, highest diesel prices I have seen this year.
Yikes.
So ridiculous. All right. That's my diesel rant. Um, other than that, the old grinder ran great, man.
Good.
Got it in first of the week, dropped it off with my good friend Brian Lowry over at Lowry's Truck Service, Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Um, and he's going through his due for service and some filters and, uh, check over before I head out on the next one. Moving on to the next one. What is the next one, Mad Dog? The next one is
The world famous
the world famous Cole
Springfield. Now you.
Mile. No,
Woo.
you're supposed to do it in your announcer voice. Okay, go.
Channeling Scotty Dubler. Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous Springfield Mile here in Springfield, Illinois, where the track is fast and the action is hotter
Then what?
than a half-mile track.
That's rad, dude. Good job. Yeah, Springfield Mile over Labor Day weekend. Truly honored to be able to go out and represent Kicker again. Um, it's it's gonna be, although I've been to Springfield the last 2 years, this is going to be a first for me because American Flat Track is wrapping the season up this year at the Springfield Mile doubleheader. That being said, they're also having the banquet on Sunday.
Oh, sweet.
So I will be fortunate enough to represent Kicker and the Parts Unlimited AFT singles presented by Kicker audio class, as well as set up and deal with both races. I love the way Springfield has such a fantastic carnival attitude and carnivalish feel in their vendor area. It's insane. It's great. It's awesome. Tons of energy. Thousands of bikes coming in. I get to see my good friend Rob Goodwin. Of course, I'll see all my AFT family while I'm there. My good friend Rob Goodman, who just happens to be the Kicker AMA Arena Cross Championship Series champion bike chief for Kyle Peters and a vintage flat track racer. He races vintage flat track bikes.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that.
As a hobby. Yeah, and very successful. And has raced forever. And he actually worked for Kawasaki for several years also. So really looking forward to seeing him there. I do believe I'm going to get to see my buddy Jeremy that used to be at Trailers Direct of Springfield, who has since moved to a mechanical job at a mill, I believe he said. But, I'm kind of bummed about that. But I'm not crazy about hauling the trailer all the way to Springfield just for service anyways. So, but I am forever grateful that American Flat Track, Springfield, and the good Lord put us together.
Yep.
And he bailed my sorry butt out. And so, for sure. And dude, yeah, I'm excited for Springfield. Um, Jared Mees is actually the owner of the Springfield Mile event. Um, Now, of course, he's racing and all that. So his guy, I believe his name is Scott, will be handling vendor stuff. Super nice guy. I saw him at Castle Rock. Is it Castle Rock? Nah. Yeah, I might have seen him at Castle Rock, or it was at Sacramento, one of the two. Anyways, and so we were able to kind of, renew our friendship since last year. And so looking forward to seeing him and just getting there and getting set up. And of course, always exciting heading that direction because I get to make a stop at Kicker World headquarters and see the Kicker family. So, albeit
Stillwater.
on the way out, the stop in Stillwater, Oklahoma will be a very short overnight stop. Coming back, I believe I'm planning on spending a day there, getting some assets and stuff together for Sand Sports Super Show, which is coming up quick. So, man, dude, yeah, just a really good trip, really blessed, great racing. Um, Super excited that they got the official results out and that our boys did so well. Um, I mean, we had four, one, two, three, yeah, four podcast guests in the top 10 in their classes racing
Not
at
bad.
Vegas to
Not
Reno,
bad.
the toughest off-road race in the United States.
I think by average that makes us the world's fastest podcast.
You know what? You could be right.
We don't have losers on. No, I'm just kidding.
we are blessed to have some great friends in the industry for sure, and have some fantastic relationships. And we love you guys. Congratulations, great job. We're proud of all you guys. And Cole, what do you got?
Oh man, just to wrap things up here, want to harp one more time. Best in the desert. I fully stand behind your decision to hold the results almost a week because I think you guys have gotten quite a few licks lately and some deserve, some not. So I appreciate you guys taking your time and doing it right. At the end of the day, this is very serious, but it's still a hobby sport. So thank you for taking your time. Results are out. I am going to be scanning all that data once we get done with this call here because there were some big shakeups and I'm sure some unhappy people. So that's going to be pretty cool. Second order of business, the Martellis, another company that likes to get a lot of flack, but they had Ivan, the Iron Man Stewart, on today on their show. And
Saw that.
I got them about halfway through it right now. I highly, highly recommend after you listen to our show to listen to Ivan Stewart on the Off-Road Racer official podcast on YouTube. It is very insightful. And even if you don't like off-road racing, you couldn't go in a 7-Eleven at any point in the 80s and not see Ivan with a Coors cut out. I mean, he was in arcades with his video game. Last order of business, September is going to be very exciting. Starting with the end of August here, we have a live event this weekend.
Yes.
So you should be listening to this on Friday. Tomorrow, we will be live on Instagram doing our first live show.
Yeah, Saturday. Yes. Yeah, look for Long for the Ride Live for the annual Family Affair meetup in Havasu, brought to you by the Extreme Powerboat Club, Stoney's Grill, and of course our good friends over at Elite Audio Havasu. And yeah, man, I'm excited. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, very cool that they asked us to come on and host a little conversation there. So that's going to be super cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked for it, and I'm very honored that they reached out and ask us if we would consider it. And I'm super thankful that Cole, you and Keeks, the Keekster, have been able to figure out a way that we can pull this off, hopefully. And I'm excited. We're gonna do a test run here after we go off the air. So
But it'll be cool. So if you're on Instagram, please join us. If not, we will still be posting the audio and be posting the video, which would be very cool from our first live event. And September, we have 2 District 38 races coming up. The season's coming back for the first time since May 21st.
nice.
And we have Sandsport Super Show where I will see you, and we're going to try to get some content there as well.
Heck
And
yeah.
I even get a tiny little weekend vacation in Lake Tahoe in September. So it's going to be a super awesome month.
Wow. Busy, but awesome. Yeah. I am super excited to just get the ball rolling and keep it rolling, man. And for those of you who do not know, we have officially launched Along for the Ride's own official Instagram page. And you can find us at the @ AFTR_podcast. And please like and follow us. Keep up with everything we're doing.
There are
Drop
some
us a
comments,
comment.
send us
Yeah.
messages,
Yeah, for
spam
sure.
us. This is it's an open forum here, so let it rip.
Yeah. Yeah. We're super excited to get some more content out to you. And we have some pretty rock solid stuff coming up. The next couple of weeks are going to be pretty El Bizio for us.
Yep.
So, with that, of course, we want to be sure and thank, our partners who put up with all our shit. Kicker Performance Audio, Kicker Marine Audio, Kicker Off-Road Audio. Find them at kicker.com, on Instagram at Kicker Audio, on YouTube at Kicker Unmasked Live, and on Facebook at Kicker. Man, all your car, truck, boat, motorcycle, off-road, on-road, under the road, and personal audio needs, Kicker Performance Audio, kicker.com. Of course, this weekend's going to be huge with this live show. I am going to be living loud with my Bomber eyewear, Bomber floating eyewear, Bomber safety eyewear, Bomber eyewear. Find them at bombereyewear.com. Over 40 styles between sunglasses and safety glasses. And I don't even know how many lens options. I'm currently in love with these Blue Ice Mana Series Boogie Bombs, and of course, white with the blue mirror lens that are also anti-glare, safety glasses, and polarized.
All in one.
Yeah. So, I know Cole, if he's outside, he's rocking the, what are you rocking now? Buzz bombs?
Buzz
Or mega
bombs.
bombs?
Buzz bombs. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
not made the mega bomb step yet. A lot of home projects going on here, so I have 2 pair of safety glasses thanks to Bomber. So keeping my wife and I styling as we try to refurbish our garage. Thank you, Bomber.
Yeah, great job. Find them online, bombereyewear.com, on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear. Of course, at the Premix Podcast. That's our guy, Cole, sharing all his passion for desert racing through the lens of a camera. Find him on Instagram at the Premix Podcast. That's the @ThePremixPodcast. And also slide into his DMs and book him to announce or MC your off-road event or wedding or off-road wedding or divorce or bachelor
Off-road
party.
divorce. Make sure to get me on the mic for your off-road divorce.
Yeah, I'm sure he can handle it no matter what. He's a master on the mic for sure. So, check it out. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film on Instagram at Kelsey Morrell Film. Feel free to drop her a message if you need any video production, anything like that. Need filming work done, you need finished production. Man, she can do it all. I know she's crazy busy right now. She's actually doing a bunch of photo and video work for a bunch of schools in the Pacific Northwest. So it's a good gig if you can get it, I guess. Find her on Insta at Kelsey Morrell Film. And of course, Hey Keeks Marketing. Find her at heykeeks.com, on Insta at Hey Keeks Marketing. For all you need websites, you need help with social media, you need help with marketing, you need help with branding, need a logo made. Just yell, Hey Keeks, and look her up, heykeeks.com or Insta at Hey Keeks Marketing. Man, I am just so stoked to be heading for Springfield and to have had a good, safe trip, after a couple of months of not traveling. You never know. And I am super excited to be able to go live this weekend. And I think what we'll do is we'll see you on Saturday. Mad Dog out.